Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind of an Aquarius Moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And we getting into the weekly astrological reading for the motherfucking sun sign Aquarius. Sun sign motherfucking Aquarius. Now let's get into it. Now you a fixed motherfucking air, so you know what the fuck is going on. You think the way you think, nobody gonna change the way you think, because you know you got a unique and original way of thinking. And you know nobody think like you, so before somebody dumb come in your life to try to tell you how to think, you already got 10 processes in your mind that you go to before you even conversate with that motherfucking individual. So let's get into this higher spiritual being. Let's get into the sun sign being in Aquarius. Now, the sun is in motherfucking Virgo right here. So this is a motherfucking in conjunction. So this is a misunderstanding right here. This is a motherfucking understanding right here. Because your actions, the way you act, people may not understand the way you act right now. So you're going to act very quirky to people, very weird to people. You may just want to walk up that street because you tired of walking up that street today. But other people ain't going to understand that shit, and they going to talk about that shit. But you maybe want to be weird. You maybe want to be different just for the sake of you being different. Because you. And you like being you. And that's all you got in this motherfucking world. And you don't understand why other people don't understand that shit. And before you got the time to communicate that shit, you already got 10 processes in your mind that you go to before you even communicate with that motherfucking individual. Now, let's get into motherfucking it. Like, you know, the sun being in Virgo, so people are very mutable right now. Now, that's one thing you're going to have to change. You can't be too fixed in your own shit. You're going to have to know. You're going to have to switch up. You're going to have to communicate with a lot of other people that you may not know and get to where you got to go, though. You know, even though you have no problem with that on a daily basis. You love meeting new people. You love going out, extending yourself. But what I'm talking about right now is you can't do that with everybody. You got to be picky and choosy and look at the ideas and look at the practical situation of it right now. Because if you ain't, you the person that people going to rob. You the person that people going to steal from. You the person that people going to take from. And before you can even think about it, it's going to already be done. Because you think you in your humanitarian ways looking at everybody the same and everybody being on the same page in your book, everybody not looking at you like that. And you don't even know behind your back, they saying you talk too much. So you got to understand that. You got to understand that. Now check this out. The moon is in Sagittarius. So this is a sextile right here. So the way people feel, you're going to see all kind of opportunities to see how people feel. People going to express, you're going to see people, you may go out to the bar, people going to express how they feel about you. You're gonna have a lot of opportunities to express how you feel about others. You're gonna see all kind of opportunities to see everybody's reactions, how people react to your actions, and how you act, and when you act, how you're gonna be able to react to their actions. So you're gonna see all kind of opportunities for that, for good or bad. It's just we know when it's a sextile, that's a motherfucking opportunity, and we know in this case an opportunity is air and fire, and it's fixed and mutable fire, and it's fixed air. So when we got this situation right here, the way you think, your actions and how you act right now is very relatable to how people feel right now. So right now you may be going around communicating the shit you communicating about and the actions and the shit you into, people feel that shit right now. People like that. You're going to see a lot of opportunities of that, and people going to be able to apply to that. People going to react to it because they're going to have a sense of what you're talking about, and they're going to be able to add on to the conversation. But when we get into that motherfucking Mercury and motherfucking Virgo. Now Mercury loves to be here. But see, Mercury might not quite understand you though. Because even Mercury might understand a communication factory, but your form of communication is not in the Mercury realm. You're more about stabilizing a structured way of communicating and coming up with your own foundation of communicating. But Mercury likes to communicate many different ways, many different languages, many different expressions. So when it's in Virgo right now, everything you say, people is looking at that shit. People are taking every word you say and analyze it because they don't understand it. They don't understand where you're coming from. They're trying to analyze it. They're trying to put it in practical matters. And a lot of shit that you may say may come across as bullshit in other people's ears. So know that. Just know not to talk too much. Know how to keep quiet. And you know how to be quiet and reserved sometimes. You know when someone ain't listening, or you know when you're around a certain person that got the type of temperament that they're not going to really listen to you the way you want them to listen to. You know how to not even apply yourself in those type situations. You know how to just be quiet. So you good at that, but use that analytical skills for yourself and try not to analyze others, because right now it could be bad for you because people watching you. So if people watching you, watching them, that could lead into conflict. That could lead into friction. And you don't want that kind of communication style at the moment. Now, when we get into motherfucking Venus, Venus is in Libra. So Venus now Venus, you understand this right now. You understand where Venus at, because Venus is in Libra right now. Now, Venus loves to be in Libra, but above all and anything else, Libra is an air sign. Now, the only problem you're gonna run into with this motherfucker is because y'all still two different people. This is still motherfucking Cardinal, and your sun sign is still motherfucking fixed. So the problem you gonna run into a motherfucking problem. Now, when it's time to initiate conversation, initiate new ideas, initiate new ways to relate to people, initiate new pleasures and new value systems, and then switch up, you may be too stubborn. You may not want to switch up. When it's time to get a new phone, you may want to stick to the phone you got. When it's time to get a new tire, you may want to stick to the tire you got. When it's time to get a new job, you might want to stick to the same job you got. When you realize you ain't making enough money, you might realize you still content with that money until you get elsewhere. That's the only motherfucking problem you're gonna come to. But other than that, y'all dealing with the same issues, which is communication. So you understand Venus right now. The way you relate to people, the way you rely on people, how you relate to people, people understand that. Because basically you communicating. And everybody in the world, to a certain degree, under every program, love to talk. And what does air signs do? Talk. So, you know what I'm saying? You're already kind of in the nature field. I told you that motherfucking problem you're going to run into, though. You got to get off your ass. You know what I'm saying? Taking too much time on one project. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you go to motherfucking Mars, Mars is a Sagittarius. So Mars is intentions and willpower. And how motherfucker, things that they intend to do. So, your sun being in Aquarius, which means it's going to be a sextile with this Mars. So you're going to see all kind of opportunities to put into action your intentions, things you intend to do. So that's going to carry out smoothly. You're going to even have support. You're even going to have people around you who are going to support what you're trying to do. That's going to be good. But right now you need to know you're going to have bad support too. You're going to have people there that fuck up situations. You're going to see all kind of opportunities of people trying to prevent you from doing what you should be doing. You know what I'm saying? So watch that though. Everybody's intentions ain't for you. This is going to teach you that. But for the most part, the people who are around you or your intentions is going to be in a good place. For the most part. You might get around somebody and do something bad intentionally. You know what I'm saying? But it's a sextile. You're going to see opportunities. It's up to you if you want to go to that door or not. It's up to you. And another thing I want to say about this sextile right here. Because you know, your actions and the way you act, you think you need to learn something new. You think you need to communicate and then fixate yourself on it until you come up with the proper way of you want to communicate it before you communicate it. To the point that you think you got it down pat. To the point that you could put yourself in a conversation that you could look down upon someone. But let me tell you something about this sun in Aquarius. With the motherfucking Mars being in Sagittarius, people gonna peep game. See, you still thinking. But other people feeling. People's intentions is in the feeling realm. So people going to see what you're doing. Because Mars is in Sagittarius. So people going to see your intentions. They're going to peep it out. And they're going to start to feel a certain way about it. So like I said, stop talking too much. Because another person may create intentions and actually do something to your ass. And all you female sun Aquariuses, you know this the most right now, because this may happen to you. You gonna your friend, you ever witness, look next to you, your friend is a little bit more hyper than she act on a regular basis. She in your business a little bit more than she usually be. You ever notice that? You ever notice that she got your back a little bit more than she used to have your back? You better watch her. Alternative motives. You never know. You might be talking too much. Your blessing might fuck around and come to her because you was talking too damn much. Now, we get in motherfucking Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is in Virgo. Now, the way people gain wisdom and learn in this time, space, and continuum right now, the experiences that you about to experience, you're not going to understand it either. It's a misunderstanding. Virgo is in conjunction with Aquarius. It's a misunderstanding. You're not going to know, you're not going to actually know what the, did I say Virgo? Yeah, Jupiter is in Virgo, my bad. But yeah, your sun is in Aquarius. So it's an in conjunction. So when it's time to learn something, you're not going to want to learn it. But that's going to be something that you need to learn. And the shit that you out here experiencing is shit that you don't need to be experiencing. So just know that. It's going to be a quick misunderstanding. Just know where the misunderstanding that people coming from. You may be having an idea that you just came across and you're trying to explain it. People not going to understand it the way you see it. It don't mean you wrong. It's just that's the planetary alignment going on right now. So understand that you need to take the Aquarius trait of being fixated and analyze it first before presenting that. Now that's a good trait right there that you already do. You could do that for the Jupiter's sake right there. Now, when we go for Saturn is in Sagittarius. So Saturn loves being where you at, but right now it's sextile to you. So you're going to see all kind of opportunities to show others the way you build structure in your life, or things that you set boundaries and restrictions and limits on. And people could it could be help to someone or detriment to someone. But regardless of the situation, that's going to be the situation, and that's going to be what's going on right here. And we know these is generational planets once we get into Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. But as far as Saturn, like I said, everybody's building structure on trying to teach somebody something. Everybody's trying to gain reliability on some type of wisdom, on some type of faith. And right now, you like to analyze it like you have faith, but it's to a certain degree. If it's something out of your realm of reality, like if it's spacey, then that's out of the air. Look, like I want to remind you elements. There's no air in space. Fire rises in space, or dust elements, as far as the dust element of the zodiac, the cusp, the dust with the earth and the earth and air, that can proceed because you got little minute dust and minuscules and rocks and asteroids and stuff in space. So that can go as high as space, but then once it reaches space, it slows down and start to have to analyze that type of thing. Fire is in space, but air don't go above the earth. So you can analyze about a bunch of practical things that's on Earth and analyze about a bunch of reality and how space may be, but you're not in space. So when it comes to Saturn being in Sagittarius, a lot of times the way you gain structure and stability in your life, you communicating it, but you don't like it to go far out to the point that a person is leaping on too much faith. So this is what the fire can learn from your air, and this is what the air can learn from the fire. Now, you got Uranus. Uranus is in Aries. So this is another sextile. So we know Uranus love your sign also. Uranus love being where you at. So we know Uranus is uniqueness and originality, but it's also change and rebellion. So right now when we get into the situation where Uranus is the sun sign, Aquarius is your sun sign, the way you act, your actions right now is you're going to see all kind of opportunities for your actions to be received as original, received as unique. But you don't fall short from no one. You're going to get opposition. You're going to get rebellion. Because anytime there's something unique and it causes change, that's a form of rebellion to the way that someone else is doing something. So remember that. Now, you got motherfucking Neptune is in Pisces. So with Neptune being in Pisces, this is a motherfucking fatal attraction right here. So this is a lightweight. So you got dreams and creativity and illusions also. It's just sometimes it may be understood, sometimes it may. This may not. This is not a major issue for you right now. Just know that you got it just like everybody else. But it may be your time, it may not be. But you're not dealing with major issues. It's not like if you put your creativity and dreams out there, it's going to get harshly looked at if it was squared. Or it's going to get opposed with friction if it was in opposition. Or it's going to be agreed upon if it was in trine. Or it's going to see opportunities like it's in sextile. Nah, it's just the next sign over. So it's either you get in where you fit in or you don't. It's really not a big issue. Now when we get into Pluto is in Capricorn. Now this is the sign before your sign. So what's going on right here? Check this out. Now with Pluto being in Capricorn, Pluto is deep transformation, deep willpower. And people is doing that with how they gain structure in their life and how they think they are seen and their status and how they reach their goals, because Pluto is in Capricorn. So when your sun being in Aquarius gotta witness deep transformation situations, you just that person from the outside looking in, analyzing it also. Like it may not be specifically you, but close to home. And if it is you have an analytical coldness to it that doesn't allow people to see you sweat as much as other signs. So that's how that play out. It's not a major issue. So when you go through deep transformations in your life, it's not a major issue to you as it may be to other signs. So you know what I'm saying? That's Aquarius, you know what I'm saying? As an overall, I'm going to tell you like this. People not going to understand your communication style right now. It's best to be quiet until the sun go into Libra. Because when the sun go into Libra, you're going to have all the time in the world to express your thoughts and ideas. But right now, people are looking at you sideways right now. People are looking at people thinking you don't know shit. You could have read every motherfucking book in the motherfucking library. As soon as you say one motherfucking sentence, somebody going to think you don't know shit. That's what's going on right now. So right now, as a sun sign Aquarius, it's best to just be quiet till the sun go into motherfucking Libra. Then you're gonna have all the time to be relatable, all the time to let everybody know your ideas and expressions, and it's gonna be received well. But right now, nobody ain't trying to hear that shit. Nobody ain't trying to be sarcastic right now. Nobody trying to be funny right now. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to laugh about shit right now. They want to see some shit right now. So just know about that. Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. And that's the astrological reading for the sun signs Aquarius. Air.